Come here. Come on. Come here. Oh my God, aren't you fucking precious? Oh my Lord, he just walked up to me, dude. I'm telling you, man. They just walk up to me. Ain't that right? You good girl. You're a girl. Well, I'm gonna get you some help.
Well, hello there, partner. Go on and hang up your hat, grab yourself a whiskey, and pull up in the easy chair. We're coming off the range of 9 to 5s with a whole herd of news stories that we've been steaming over like a cow patty in the Texas heat. As they say, the chickens are finally coming home to roost. And we're here to ruffle some feathers and ensure accountability ain't just a concept, it's reality. It's that time where the day's drama casts its longest shadow. So let's light a candle to the chaos of current events, the whirlwind of politics, and the tangled webs of corruption that we find ourselves entwined by. It's time to ramble our way into the twilight. Welcome to Sunset Rants.
What's up, folks, and welcome to Sunset Rants, where we go over the news, rants, and deep dives to get you caught up at sunset. I'm AK, your favorite guy, resident DEI CEO, whatever you want to call me. We've got Papa Tay talking right meow. How you doing?
Right meow.
Right
Good, man. Good. Thank God this week's almost over. I don't know why. It seems like I worked 10 days in 4.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. I mean, I feel like I worked 20 days with all the snow I've had to shovel over the past couple
Hey, by the way, mute your Discord.
Hey.
So, yeah, no, you guys are being mollywopped. You're about to get mollywopped again, aren't you?
Not as much as last week. I mean,
Right.
the storm that came by last week was almost like an anomaly, you know, where this one is just what was supposed to happen, you know. So,
That still sucks.
yeah, it does, because there's no parking anywhere. There's just snow in random spots. I mean, yeah, you can drive on the roads, but that's about it. Good luck, you know, parking at a Denny's.
Yeah, like 10-foot tall piles of like what is now just ice, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's got about 14, 16 inches still out there in my
Jesus
front
Christ.
yard. Especially
That
the
is
back.
optimal. That is optimal snowball fight and sport action right there.
Oh no, this would be like a snowball grenade if you threw one of these right now. But just boom, out for the count. All right, so before we get started, make sure you go to risemiddleamerica.com and check out our myriad of shows. You know, we've got history, we've got news, we've got, you know, cultural shows. We even got a sports show coming in later tonight. So make sure you guys check that out. At the top of the page is our socials. Go to the upper right-hand corner. And then down at the bottom, we've got our merch site. So go ahead and check that out as well. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching tonight. So we're going to go with our first story, and that's from The Hill. We got 4 senators now running for governor. Who are they? I didn't even know this.
This was news to me. Like,
guess we'll have to find out. Well, this first one is plainly obvious because Tim Walz is, you know, muffed it up there in Minnesota. Senator Amy, how do you say it? Klobuchar?
yeah.
Amy Klobuchar announced Thursday she's running for Minnesota governor, makes her the 4th lawmaker in the U.S. Senate to launch a gubernatorial campaign. Klobuchar joins a growing number of politicians looking to get out of Washington, D.C. and back into their home states, because the other half can't because they're not from those states. So I guess I don't know how that works.
But you become a congressman if you're not from Congressperson.
Yeah, so stupid.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Tommy Tuberville, that's from Alabama. Everybody knows him. Marsha Blackburn, Republican of Tennessee, and Michael Bennett, Democrat from Colorado, are also running for governor in their respective home states, which means this election cycle will have the most senators running for governor in history, according to the Associated Press analysis. There's a look at each senator's gubernatorial campaign. Tuberville launched his Republican bid for governor in Alabama during a Fox News interview in May. Senator has gained the endorsement of President Trump, who Tuberville has been strong ally during this time in Congress. Tuberville, a former head coach at Auburn University, is considered one of the most conservative members of the Senate, according to the independent congressional research service govtrack.us. Quote, as your next governor, I'll fight for the President Trump's America's First agenda, stop illegal immigration dead in its tracks, and protect our conservative values. I'm pretty sure he doesn't talk like that, but, you know.
He does now.
He does now.
It's done.
After all that, the enemies of Alabama are going to call me a lot of things. With your help, Governor will be one of them. I like the way he twisted that. All right. Let's see. Armed Forces Committee, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Who's the next one? Let's see. Bennett. All right. In a campaign announcement in April, Bennett said he's joining the governor's race as a Democrat to counter issues with housing and food costs, child care access, and mental health services. Housing and food costs. What about the homelessness problem that they've got in Denver? Because that never seems to be talked about, and it's looking a little lot like Cali.
But they want to be homeless there. Well, so does Cali.
Well, we all know why they have a homelessness problem in Cali. There's multiple reasons for that, but I'm gonna hold my tongue. But yeah, so our best solution is the challenges is speaking. Our best solution to these challenges will not come from the broken politics of Washington. It'll come from us. Senators running in a crowded race to succeed Colorado's term limit governor Jared Polis. More than 40 people from both parties are vying for the seat, including several state legislators and a convicted murderer.
And a convicted murderer.
Brian says it's like a Florida man race. I mean, don't be surprised. This guy they actually might have to take him out of prison and put him up on the podium. I mean, I would not put that past Colorado right now. That would be absolutely hilarious. Bennett's platform includes plans to bring down the cost of everyday goods, build affordable homes, cut greenhouse gas emissions, and invest in public education for Coloradans. A vocal opponent of President Trump, Bennett accused him of, quote, taking a wrecking ball to our economy in his campaign announcement. Well, I don't know if he could say that today because my IRA is through the roof right now.
Oh no, terrible problems.
Yeah, I know, right? All right, next we've got Amy Klobuchar. Every time I see that name, I want to say Klondike Bar. I don't know why. What would you do? The federal government's massive immigration crackdown and the state and widespread welfare fraud scandal have heightened political tensions in the North Star state. In a video announcing her campaign on Thursday, Klobuchar, or Klondike Bar, running as a Democrat, addressed the situation in her home state, saying, "These times call for grit and resilience. We cannot sugarcoat how hard this is, but in these moments of enormous difficulty, we find strength in our Minnesota values of hard work, freedom, and simple decency and goodwill. These times call for leaders who can stand up and not be rubber stamps of this administration, but who are also willing to find common ground and fix things in our state." I don't know, but there's a lot of things going on in that state right now that's going to come to light over the next couple of weeks, and it's going to be a problem. Like this is almost going to be like a lame duck head coach, you know, one that you bring in just to kind of weather the storm until you find that one candidate that you want.
Yeah, but there's a lot of them now.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But like I said, Minnesota's got a lot of issues. Um, it's in the spotlight now, but it's one of those states you wouldn't think would be in the spotlight, but this is the second time in 5 years that's happened. And I just don't think that Minnesota is really ready to be on that main stage. But they're going to be.
The Tuberville guy, he's not going to win. That's just,
you never know. I mean,
well, it's true, but it's just
coaches down there.
It's been just like the only state that's been sweepingly red. I mean, blue.
Alabama?
Oh no, I thought you were talking about Minnesota.
Oh no, yeah. I'm talking about Minnesota. I get it. Well, Tuberville, he's going for Alabama.
Oh yeah,
but it's always kind of been that way. I mean, if you go back to the election with Reagan, he had a sweeping 49 states, and guess who that one state that was blue? Minnesota, right?
That's what I'm saying.
So, a lot of that is policy. A lot of that is just people in their politics, and they've also are basically Canada light, especially the way that they talk up there. It's soda, not pop, by the way. Just thought I'd let you know. I'm gonna get a lot of
even as a New Yorker, when I hear people say pop, I'm like, you're a weirdo.
Yeah, I mean, jokes aside, that state's going to have problems for years until they can fix that money problem. And last but not least, we got Blackburn running as a Republican launch a gubernatorial campaign in Tennessee in August. The staunch Trump ally is running to replace term Governor Bill Lee. In a campaign video announcing her candidacy, the senator outlined her top campaign priorities as job creation, the deportation of migrants without legal status, and the promotion of anti-abortion and anti-trans agenda. That sounds like the Hill wrote that. I believe in Tennesseans, and I'm ready to deliver the kind of conservative leadership that will end our state, that ensure our state is America's conservative leader for this generation and next. GovTrack identifies Blackburn as the second most conservative lawmaker serving the Senate. The senator has been a primary sponsor on 17 bills that have been enacted, including the 2024 bill that strengthens the reporting process for incidents related for the sexual exploitation of children. Love it. If elected, Blackburn will be the first female governor of Tennessee. Tennessee's 2026 primary is August 6th. It's coming up, guys. It's coming up really, really fast. Not just this, but also the midterms. And it's going to be very, very ugly. Very ugly.
So
you're going to have to stay tuned. Let's see.
But here's the thing. The Democrats always it's historical. Like whenever there's a midterm or whenever there's like some kind of like big election, they always try to swing it around to where it's like, some kind of riots or like, some kind of race war, just they always try to do something, because the Republicans on their side, they can be doing like fantastic stuff, and they'll just find stuff they'll try to like do some low hanging fruit to take away credit. And that never happens. And we're not able to, but then, historically, like I said, they find something, and here is that something. And how far away is it? No?
August 6th. So it's
far.
Almost about 7.
Well, I mean, it's less than here. Everything's not far at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I get older.
Yeah, but strap up your bootstraps in the spring, because it's going to get extremely competitive, especially in the seats that are up and available. There are some. I think there's more seats now than there have been in I don't know how many years, but depending on where you are, and depending on whether they can get the what is the act that they're trying to pass with the votes?
where you have to have an actual
Yeah, we
state.
actually have to have ID. I know the Republicans are really trying to get that through, because if they can get that through, not only is it going to shore up our elections, but it's also going to show, like, let's see how many people that actually don't get to come out and vote, right? Because that's going to be the whole issue with this thing. They're going to say, "Oh, see,
It's every time.
yeah, every time it's like, oh, see, we told you that Americans couldn't vote. Okay, show us who those Americans are, please, please do.
The million dead people that have been getting checks.
I will bring you on, every single one of you, on my show to plead your case and to show your proof. But we know that's not going to happen. So at least we're going to get an idea of how many of these fraudulent votes are in, regardless of whether they're illegals or dead people or, convicted felons that don't have,
or the double votes or anything like that.
Double votes or anything like that. We're going to be able to see that now.
But also what's going on, which I think is a really just great timing of it, which what he's doing, the dude plays 4D chess, but with the Georgia ballots and all this stuff, and like,
I think this is part of it. No, I actually think this is part of it. I think what's going to happen is they're going to finally prove it. They're going to say, see, this is exactly why we need this passed. And once that happens, it's checkmate, because anybody that votes against it at that point basically wants.
Why? It's like, why do you want fraudulent? Like,
no.
What do you have to hide? It's literally showing like,
that
I forgot what it's. There's a name for it, but it's not answering the question, answers the question.
It's not even that. No, that what they'll do is they'll keep parroting the same information that they always do, which is, oh, because Americans won't be able to vote. It's just like we're done with that. Like,
anyone can get an ID. You can order it online.
Yes, you can.
Homeless people, if people in prison can have, social media and a telephone, and homeless people, they have cell phones. If they can do it, anyone can do it. Like, there's really no excuse. Huh?
I got it. I've got the solution. Add into the bill that everybody gets one for free.
An ID?
A voter ID.
Yeah.
Boom. That's it. That fixes it. Now nobody can complain. What are you going to do? Say, oh, well, you can't use the same thing. Can't use the same logic.
But I'm saying, even if, like, just a new ID, like, everyone just get reissued a new ID.
Yeah. How much would that cost the federal government to give out, I don't know, 100 and, well, how many people that don't have any physical ID? What about maybe 8 million people?
I don't know. I couldn't say. I'm gonna say probably a lot, but just because people lost it, like going fishing, lost it at the titty bar. I've done both.
How many people in the U.S. do not have photo ID? All right, so this is from Google. Approximately 2.6 million to over 7 million. So I said 8. So I was on the way high end.
Yeah. And even if that's not really that's not really not that big of a deal. Like,
how much does it cost to produce a photo? No, to create. Here we go. Create a photo ID.
Because I know replacement's like 20 or 25 for replacement. Like,
so it's about $5 a card. All right. So what's that? So 5 times, we'll say 5 million. So it's about $25 million. $25 million covers every single missing ID across the country. I'll pay into that. I have no problem.
My tax money going to that.
I have no problem with my tax money going to that.
Yeah.
What's that about? About 30 cents a person? Done. Next question.
What do you got next?
All right, let's move on
Keep up the excuses. Let's go. I got the next one.
Yeah, exactly. All right, move on to CBS News. Severe cold persists as forecasters track another potential East Coast storm. Another winter storm may be headed towards the east coast of the United States this weekend on the heels of a powerful and deadly system that blanketed huge swaths of the country in snow and ice. The effects of that original storm have lingered for many areas in its path and will likely remain as repeated bouts of Arctic air plunge downward from Canada and drive temperatures below freezing. Florida is supposed to get snow flurries.
We're getting an inch of snow on Saturday.
That's insane.
Yeah, over in like the St. Pete on Sugar Springs area, and then in Orlando we're supposed to get like some. I know we're getting flurries in Orlando, but it's not like we're gonna have snow. You know, by the time it gets like, you know, right before it touches ground or right when it does, it'll melt. But Sunday, it's what it feels like. It's supposed to be 12, which is what the fuck. And I was just telling Brian earlier before he jumped in, like, we don't have warm clothing. Like, at least up there, you know, like, you have stuff. Like, we don't have some people who move down, but, like, nobody has it. Like, I have running shoes, which is just socks with foam at the bottom, flip-flops, some Nikes, and everything else is, like, golf shorts and button-up tees. Like, I don't got shit. Like, I'm not moving this weekend. It sucks. Fuck this.
Yeah. Good luck going to Plato's Closet and finding a jacket right now. Oh man, but yeah, I mean it's 14 where I'm at right now, and I mean this is about as cold as I've seen it here since I've been here.
And it's supposed to be that. I'm not supposed to get that cold.
No, you're not, and you're going to get that. We're gonna be in the negatives. I've never seen negatives here in this state.
Wow.
Yeah, that's going to be. Yeah, I feel bad for my ducks because they have to weather that outside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but they survived though. I mean, they were born in September, and yeah, and now I mean they're almost full size, but they've got enough fat on them to where I think they're gonna be okay.
And then they got enough fat on them that, you know, if they're not okay, they'll taste really good.
That's funny. No,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. He's like, no, I like that. I
mean, the apocalypse is upon us, so I mean, you got to make sure we get something done, right? No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Just I hope they didn't hear me. But yeah, so what do we got here? Alongside next wave of frigid air is a potential storm brewing off the coast of the Carolinas. Its forecast remains somewhat uncertain early Thursday, although meteorologists anticipated it would be at least affect stretches of the coastline and sections of the surrounding mid-Atlantic states. Maps created by CBS News meteorologist Nikki Nolan illustrate possible forecast outcomes based on latest weather modeling. Yeah, so you can see this here, the GFS and the Euro.
My screen doesn't have that photo. Oh wait, I have the press feed more.
Yeah, this looks. I mean, I think the Appalachians are going to get hit pretty hard this time. I got some land down there in the Carolinas, and I know I'm going to have to be keeping an eye out on that. But
yeah, you had mentioned that last week.
Yeah, I think they'll be all right. It's the temperatures they're going to have to worry about because a lot of people, you know, south of Virginia, you know, don't really deal with this weather that much.
Yeah, maybe like 1 day, half a day, 2 days, but this has been pretty wild. Like this is like,
no, absolutely.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and you're right in that area too, so.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. All right, let's move on to NBC News. Doubting U.S. resolve, Europe looks to bolster its own nuclear arsenal. Oh, where have I heard this story before? The discussions have taken on a new urgency as President Trump escalates his criticism of Europe. Germany and Poland already have suggested France's nuclear weapons could expand to defend their countries. I guess that would make sense because France is like dead center. And
It
there's
does make
anything-
sense. But it's work. They can't really do anything with them because, like, I mean, well, I guess they can, but they're too close, and they're not like they don't got cool stuff like we do. Like it'd be detected too much. Like it might be like, yeah, they have it, but just saying you have it, it's really going to do more than actually being able to use it.
right.
In my opinion, at least.
It's like, watch out, Morocco. You better behave. Like,
Yeah, you down there.
questioning America's decade-long commitment to guard them against nuclear-armed Russia, European nations are looking for ways to bolster their own arsenals rather than continue to rely on the U.S. According to 6 senior European officials, European leaders are discussing whether to rely more on nuclear-armed France and Britain instead of the U.S. or even develop their own atomic weapons. 3 of the senior European officials said the discussion has taken on a new urgency in recent weeks as President Donald Trump, who blasted European nations in a speech at Davos on Wednesday, demands the U.S. acquire Greenland, the officials say. Now, I don't think those two have anything to do with each other, right?
I know.
Like the U.S. is not going to invade Greenland. Like that wouldn't serve any purpose for us.
We should, because it would be fucking epic.
Well, no. Having Greenland would, but invading it wouldn't make any sense.
No, the invasion wouldn't. I'm just being like, facetious. Like it would be cool, but it's like, what can they really do? But instead of, like every country individually, like their military is not even like anything. Like individually, like their militaries are very lacking as far as like the population.
Right. And honestly,
they should invest into that.
Right, but I agree. Europe should make their own nuclear arsenal and protect themselves. They don't need us anymore. This isn't the 1960s. This isn't the Cold War, right?
But it's good to know that they need us, so we keep them in line. As narcissistic as that seems. It's like, you need me. Like, you can't leave me. Where are you gonna go? You're stuck with me. Make me a sandwich.
Europe is the U.S.'s abusive relationship. Yeah, that's funny.
That's it. Yeah.
All right, so it looks like Macron is going to be delivering a major speech on France's nuclear policy soon. Let's see what else we got. The new push for some of America's closest allies and chart the future for their security that doesn't include a core tenet of U.S. support underscores how alarmed European leaders are by Trump's increasingly hostile stance towards the continent and the growing threat from Russia. I honestly don't think Russia's going to do shit. They can, but they're not. And this whole thing, I mean, I get the whole Ukraine aspect of this, but they're not going to go past Ukraine and be like, okay, now I'm going to go after Poland and Italy, and like that wouldn't look good on their end because then they would lose all their leverage.
Yeah. But what do you think? Do you think they would though?
As long as Putin's there, they wouldn't. Now, I don't know about the next leader that comes in, but you got to remember how many Russians have succumbed to this war.
Oh, a million.
Yeah, so
I'd say a million between the two.
Yeah, a million between the two, but still, like, once Putin's out of the picture, I think that's what they're waiting on. I think that's what Europe is waiting on. They're waiting for Putin to get out the way, and then once he's out the way, then they're going to make their move. But
that's World War there.
Yeah,
but the people Russians would not do that. Like the people might say, "Hey, we'll be part of NATO," but it also wouldn't be good for it'll just become a new Cold War, if you would. And that was just another Cold War because when there's a power vacuum, that's when the dynamics change, and that's what the Cold War was. And then when you have India and North Korea and China right there, like right on the ball sack of Russia.
Yeah, and you also have to think about the relationship between Russia and China, right? As long as Russia has a relationship with China, they are not going to join the EU. That's just not going to happen, right? And even if for some godforsaken reason they decide, hey, we want to bring you in, they're going to request everything from Russia. They're going to be like, we want everything. We want your oil, we want your minerals, we want your everything that you've got.
You're gonna leech it off.
We not even leech, we want it all. And in exchange, you get our protection. But it's like, but why would they need their protection? They have their own protection.
They have their own stuff.
Right?
And like Chinese shit's not even really good protection. Like none of it works.
All you're doing is just bolstering the amount of people that could potentially protect, right? But the last thing you need is Russia and China getting together, because then you've got an endless wall of people.
I think it would start an internal feud if that were to happen, because you're going to have a lot of Chinese people go into Russia if that was the case.
Trump told the EU the price to keep the U.S. and NATO is Greenland. Wow.
What is it? I was reading.
Trump told the EU the price to keep U.S. and NATO is Greenland.
We don't need NATO.
I don't know how I feel about that. Because it's almost like coercion, but not, because it's at the highest level. So it wouldn't really be coercion. It'd be more like bullying.
See, but that's the thing. They always fall for it. It's like the art of the deal. He's going to get it either way. But they do rely on us for too much. Like everything. Way too much.
What was it for defense over there? It was like we were in it for like hundreds of billions of dollars, and they were in it for like a fraction of that, like 10% or something like that. Like something
minuscule.
Yeah, exactly. So
I mean, of course, I would assume that Trump would say it's something like that. Well, that's always just been like the obvious unsaid,
Mm-hmm.
Even at certain points, he has mentioned something like along those lines. So it's like, if we're the ones protecting them from all the way over here, they can't do anything. If anyone wanted to do anything, like to them, realistically, they couldn't. If Russia wanted to, well, I mean, Russia can't even conquer mini Russia, so.
Yeah, and as of right now, like I said, Russia doesn't have much leverage. Not with the U.S. being neutral. What they would need is the U.S. to kind of take their side, which Trump is not going to do. He's not that stupid.
But China, but China would be.
But that's why I mentioned it earlier. I said, but China, on the other hand, like if you create like an undeniable partnership, that's actually a problem, because now you've basically doubled the size of the U.S. Army by doing so.
I think their army is double the size of ours, just in general now.
Yeah, so it would be double the size plus Russia.
Yeah. I don't know.
And a bunch of nukes.
Well, I mean, if they can still get it, good for them. Like if they're able to be self-sustaining, and stuff like that, not always rely on us. That'd be good. But it's just like, just give us what we want. Like, what's the big deal?
Well, it's owned by what? Denmark?
Because we gave it back to them, like a bunch of dummies.
No, what did what did somebody say? They were like, "There's 56,000 people in Greenland. If we all vow to give each Greenlander $1 million and just have
Yeah.
it only cost us what? It would cost us less than our defense budget."
Or we just like sneak in like a bunch of Americans because it's allowed to, because they don't believe in borders.
And squat.
And then we squat, and then we elect an American as their ruler, and we overturn it. And now the Americans can vote in to join. I mean, the rest of the EU wants that to happen here. So, I mean, they let it happen with the Sand People in UK.
Oh, jeez. Anyways, all right, let's move on to PBS News. Virginia Democrats redistricting resolution illegal due to technicality, judge finds. Let's see. A Virginia judge ruled Tuesday that a proposed constitutional amendment letting Democrats redraw the state's congressional maps was illegal, potentially foiling their efforts to pick up seats in the U.S. House in November. Tazewell Circuit Court Judge Jack Hurley Jr. wrote in a court order that lawmakers' proposed constitutional amendments was invalid due to technicality under state law that says such proposals must be passed and published by the clerk's office at least 3 months before a general election. In October, lawmakers advanced their mid-decade redistricting resolution less than a week before the statewide races. The judge also said that Democratic-led legislature failed to follow its own rules in adding the redistricting amendment to a special session, calling it a blatant abuse of power. Oh, at least somebody called it out. As a result, he said the amendment was invalid and void. Virginians for Fair Elections, a campaign that supports the redistricting resolution, said in the statement expects to appeal. Quote, Republican court shopped for a ruling because litigation and misinformation are the only tools that they have left. Oh boy. We're prepared for what comes next, and Virginians deserve both the right to vote and the chance to level the playing field. Across the country, the unusual mid-decade redistricting battle has resulted so far in 9 more seats than Republicans believe they can win in Texas, Missouri, North Carolina, and Ohio. Democrats, meanwhile, think they can win 6 more because of the redistricting in California and Utah. In Utah?
Huh?
Democrats
Is there something that like just has happened that like has not been on the news?
Yeah, where did Utah come from? I haven't heard any of this on any site.
No.
So this must be new. Yeah, across the country, unusual mid-decade redistricting battle has resulted so far in 9 more seats Republicans can win. Let's see. Democrats hope to fully or partially make up that 3-seat margin in Virginia. As in Virginia, redistricting is still being litigated in several states, and there are no guarantee that the parties will win these seats that they have redrawn.
Yeah.
But they know, though. They know as long as they have at least a 20-point margin, because they know who's voted from where, they'll be able to figure that out.
Huh. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird because, like, I'm torn between allowing the states have their sovereignty and the federal government coming up with some kind of mandate to make it fair. But like,
it should just be a default. So that way, it should just be a default though. You know, so that way if it were to happen anything else, there wouldn't be like any issues.
Yeah, but the problem is that the states have already given up so much power to the federal government that like any more, and the federal government will basically be running state elections, and I do not want that happening.
No, they shouldn't.
Right. So what is the next step, right? What is the silver lining between all of this, because most states aren't participating in this, but of course the states that have the most to gain and nothing to lose are doing this. But then again, you look up at, say, New England, and out of those 6 states, it's something like 44 to 56 Republican Democrat, but yet there's 0 Republican what do you call it?
Chairs.
A representation. Like there's none. Like they
Is it that bad?
Yeah, it's that bad. There's not. I mean, I think there's 1 seat in Maine.
Okay.
But that's not technically New England, I don't think.
Yeah.
So, but in all the other states up there, it's 44-56, and there are no Republican seats. So what do you do up there? Leave?
I've never thought about this. I don't know. I got nothing.
You know. Oh, Brian, I don't know if you've got anything to add on to that.
It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Let's see, what do we got in the chat? Oh, in the Discord chat? Let me see. Let me see here. Oh, there we go. Trump Congress could retake Alexandria, Arlington back into D.C., change Virginia red overnight. Oh, yeah. Fairfax County.
That wouldn't slide, though. Like, there would be, like, without any kind of pushback or just, like, all hell breaking loose, it wouldn't go.
Yeah. Yeah, he also said that Trump told the EU, okay, we already said that. I voted for that. Not tracking any redistricting push in Utah. Yeah, I didn't think so. I didn't think so. I was like, there's absolutely no way. You know, unless there's like, 15 Mormon families that decided to go. Like, I don't think so. That will never happen in that state. I mean, I understand that they're close to Colorado, but like, there's really nothing out there for 3 electoral, or was it 3 or 4 electoral college votes? It doesn't help them, right? So
yeah, and then the last time I tried to redo it, like that, redo the lines and stuff, that just didn't work.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. So the last story, and this is from CBC, California. No sea ice, no problem for the Barents Sea Bears for now. Decades of data shows bears' body condition stable despite global warming affecting sea ice. A lonely polar bear swimming for hours in ice-free Arctic had been a poster child for warming world affect wildlife. But north of Norway, the Barents Sea Bears are doing all right for now. Decades of melting sea ice and increasing ice-free days in the region have not had the expected health impacts of the specific polar bear subpopulation. The bears are doing okay there, said co-author Andrew Derricher, biological science professor at University of Alberta. They might seem a bit counterintuitive until you look at the ecosystem as a whole. The bears are seemingly adjusting to the lack of sea ice and still able to eat what they need to survive. Well, I guess they would, because if it's warmer there and the ice is out, they're able to swim in. And there's going to be a lot more life in those areas.
Yeah. That makes sense. Because, like, you've heard the idea, like, oh, this, oh, that, like, oh, the ice is melting. It's like, yeah, and then the ice grows back. But, so what you're saying, well, absolutely. But what was it? Did they track this polar bear and it swam like 300 miles into the ocean or some shit? Like something wild. They can swim like for 10 days straight, like without any issues.
How in the world? Like that, I don't understand. Like I know there are some humans that can do it, but I mean, the conditioning for your body, you have to be like absolutely out of this world to do that.
Well, last time I checked, polar bears don't smoke cigarettes, so their cardi's got to be pretty good.
They don't breathe in carbon emissions. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it says here, quote, "We know that there will be some winners in climate change. We hear a lot about the losers," said, I don't know that name, statistical, whatever. There are some animals that will take advantage of the conditions that are opening up for them. At the same time, experts warn this adaptation may be temporary and further loss of sea ice will still be devastating for polar bears. Why is this polar bear
Why does he have a dart?
It says hard to weigh in the wild. Good proxy determining polar bear population health involves life capture and measurement. New research data from life captures bears in 1995 and 2019 in the Svalbard archipelago, halfway between Norway and North Pole archipelago in the Arctic Ocean and Barents Sea. A group of 20 recognized subpopulations of polar bears made up the bears that stay on the land during ice-free periods and bears that go roaming as far as Russia's Franzofland. Total 770 bears were studied through capture, mark, and recapture expeditions, which involved chasing the bears with helicopters.
Can you imagine never seeing a helicopter or anything man-made? Like all you know is just snow and ice. And
The aliens are here! Run! Oh my god! How do they get the helicopters up there? That's what I want to know.
With their blades.
Well, how much fuel do you need to get that far north?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure they put them on ships, and then the ships go through. But
But look at that. There's no trees. There's no nothing out there. Like, how do you survive out there? Period. Nonetheless, there's nothing out there.
Swim in the water for 10 days. Eat fish. Don't smoke cigarettes.
Don't smoke cigarettes. eat your Wheaties.
Yeah. Do 10 push-ups every morning.
Drink lots of Coca-Cola. Brian. This guy's funny. All right. But yeah, so, I mean, I don't know. I think that the Earth is just going through a change that it normally goes through. It probably have gone through before. George Carlin said it best. It's like, the Earth isn't effed. We're effed.
Yeah. But also, it's like, the access or whatever, like it's starting to get super out of it now.
Mm-hmm.
It's so that probably plays a big part too. It's supposed to be moving, but it's starting to go a lot. So this could be because of the storm that's happening to us. Portion of that could be to that as well, but then it could be going over there. So we also have the most ice ever gained in the past 30 years.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or something.
Yeah, I mean, I do know that there's another issue with that as far as how much fresh water goes into the salt water, and what
that's a huge thing. It'll fuck things up.
Yeah, and it'll change the currents, which will then change the weather patterns, which will then change a bunch of different things.
The fish population and everything. Because, the amount of salt in the water, fish will either won't go there or they won't be able to survive because it's not the balance that they're used to. And then the apex predators will start dying, and then that'll go to that. And then there's less poop from the fish, and then the ocean makes the most oxygen out of everything in the world. Fun fact. And then there's less oxygen. And then
not the trees.
Colder.
Yeah. You guys can't hear Brian in the background. No, he's right though. But this is a good sign. right? It's a good sign that, you know, animals like humans are able to adapt in certain conditions when their conditions change, right? Um, it's kind of like what was that bug that survived on like a rock in the middle of the freaking ocean for like
Oh, it was
five
like some
thousand
stick bug or
years?
some shit.
Yeah,
And it's
and
just like this boulder of a island, like it's just sheer cliffs, and they're just filled with it, like this stick bug
no,
like that.
it wasn't. There's only 12 of them. There were 6 males and 6 females.
No,
That's
there's
it.
no, there has to be another bug like that, or it's like a snake. I know it's there. I seen it with my eyes.
I seen it. No, it was so what they did was they took one back to laboratory and then it got sick and they couldn't figure out why. And it was because it was I think it was a vitamin deficiency that was only on that island that they needed. So they had to go back to the island, figure out what was in the ferns that they survived on basically for 500 years or 5,000 years. I don't know what it was. But
For a bug.
yeah, for a bug. And then once they figured it out, I think it was calcium. So what they started doing was feeding it calcium, and then all of a sudden it was perfectly fine.
Feed it some calcium enriched orange juice.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen that story, check that one out if you could find it. If I knew what the bug was, yeah, actually, no, I'm gonna look it up right now. And while we're doing that, it's time for Caption This. What do we got? Oh my God, we're totally. I have a feeling that the next couple of weeks of AI images is going to be with robots. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Squirrel.
Oh my God. Let's see, bug in the middle of the
Something
ocean. Let's see, skaters. No, not that. Ocean on a rock. Oh, Lord How. Oh, the stick. Lord Howe Island stick insect.
Oh wow! How the terns have tabled.
The terns have tabled. Yeah, a rare, large, flightless insect that survived extinction by living on a single shrub on the isolated volcanic rock, Ball's Pyramid. That's what it is. So it's the Lord Howe, Howe, Lord Howe Island stick insect. Lord Howe. These guys got they got a sense of humor. All right, let's get the Caption This. Oh man, nothing's coming to my mind. Usually I have something like planned. See, I don't like looking at the image before the show and then thinking the whole time. I like to do it in real time because I seem to come up with better responses. But this one's going to be a little difficult. Let's see what we got here. Do we have anything in the captions? Yeah, I don't see anything in there right now. It's probably a little slow. Let's see. I'm gonna put. Let's see. Let's do this.
I'm upset I can't find my vape pen.
Yeah, I have nothing. I think we should probably push this one to Monday when Biddy is back. Maybe she'll have something on it because I normally don't draw a blank, But this one here is... This one would take me a lot more time than we actually have right now.
Yeah, I got nothing on this one.
All right.
I'm trying to think of something on Digimon. But then I'm like, why is she walking a robot cat?
Digimon. Or what was it called? What were the pets that we had on our keychain?
Tamagotchi? Gigapet?
Yeah, the Tamagotchis.
I was thinking about, what was that other one? It was like the same idea. It was right around like pet robots, and they had Tamagotchi, they had Gigapet, they had Furbies, but then they had this little pooch, and it was like silver, and then it would have like clear nose and clear ears, and they would be like translucent, like teal, translucent green, translucent pink, and the eyes were like LEDs, and like if it was happy, like the eyes would turn into like hearts. Or
Was it like a killer Hello Kitty or something?
Pet.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on this one. I think we should probably push this one to Monday. Yeah,
Holy shit!
a lot of it is snowed in. So there's probably not going to be a lot of people. They're probably out doing a bunch of other stuff. Oh yeah, I remember
Look at the pricing on this motherfucker, though.
Are you kidding me?
I had one. I had two.
Bro, that thing better stay alive forever and be my best friend.
Well, this one's $36. I'll buy that one.
That's funny. All right.
Those things are cool.
If you haven't already, make sure you go to riseofmiddleamerica.com, subscribe to all of our socials in the upper right-hand corner. Also, make sure that you hit the notification bell so that you know when we're going live. It's the same every single week, Monday through Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go down and check out our merch site. And yeah, we're probably gonna close it off a little early tonight because I got to get ready for Roma Sports tonight, and I had a long day today. I had to work, then I had to go on and do some stuff on the Timcast Discord, and then I had to jump. Kids are here. I can still hear my son up. I'm gonna have to go in there and whoop his behind for staying up so late. Then oh yeah, and then we got this show, and then I've got Roma Sports. So Thursday is like a death ball day for me. But I love doing it. I love doing it every single day. I could do it every day if I could. But doing our best to keep you guys entertained. But anyways, like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm AK. You can find me at the Real Roma _AK on X. You can find Tay at AP2. What, AP2 Tay?
AP2 _Tay.
No, I think it's just AP2 Tay.
Oh, no, that's my Instagram. Yeah, AP2 Tay is mine.
There it is. All right. Thank you guys for joining us tonight, and we will see you on Monday. Roll the cue.
So I got to thinking, there's MAHA, Make America Healthy Again. MAGA, Make America Great Again. But what we really need to do is make America follow the Constitution again. Motherfucker. That sounded better in my head.